Pendas, 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 Pendas. I got broads in Atlanta, just dope lean and a Fanta. Pendas, welcome to the stream. Glad that you guys are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey Pandas, make sure you guys scalp that like button, and also make sure you guys drop a GM in the chat. Fill out that poll. Let's get interactive as much as possible here. Kyle Lubbers asks, thoughts on the Apex trade copier through Ninja platform? Do you have crashes often? Do you use a sim as a leader? Don't really have crashes. I wouldn't say crash. It doesn't really crash. But sometimes you'll get a scenario where you'll enter opposite trades from each other, opposite positions. And you got to keep an eye on your accounts. And that only really happens when you enter like a stop limit order and it triggers and, but for some reason it triggers in a way where it kind of messes up the other ones. Like, you put it like one tick right above where the current price is and when you do it, it like kind of triggers it and then triggers on one count, but the other counts don't get it in time. So it kind of gives an error that the stop order couldn't make it because the price is above the stop order and so forth. And so when you exit the trade on the leader position, it enters the trade because it is still copying the trades. And so, there's that one scenario where that happens, and that might have just confused the heck out of you explaining it that way. But I'm just saying, if you enter trades, especially if you start getting like kind of pop-ups coming up on your NinjaTrader, check your accounts. Make sure that you're not entering opposite trades, and there is a way to flatten everything just to get out of all your positions. And you can right-click the chart trader, and there's a flatten position, flatten everything button, or you can go into your control center and do it there as well. You have to go to the correct tab, right? Go to the positions tab, and you can right-click there, and you can flatten everything. But when it comes to using a leader account, never use sim. Never use sim. Because sim doesn't have proper entries. You want live entries. You want real entries. So you need to either use an eval account or a PA account. And those accounts, though it's sim on the Apex side, they actually enter you in real positions. And so make sure, and I believe it's like synchronized between all of them. Like if you can enter in one of them, I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but from my experience, it enters, yeah, I mean, I can't say that definitively, but for the most part, it enters pretty much in the same positions across your accounts. So never use your sim account. You can use an eval or a PA account. Day Trading says, I'm looking into the Replicanto. It's the same thing as Apex. I believe the same creators created both. Good morning, guys. Kyle Lubbers, Day Trading, good morning. Carl Herman from Asheville. Aaron Korn, good morning. Dante, I'm feeling this Friday. Anyone else? Good morning, guys. Hey, we got some good energy, positive energy. It is a Friday, so sometimes the Fridays are kind of slow, but I don't want to take that energy away from you. Hey, let's get that bamboo, though, no matter what. Sweet onions. Good morning. Richard Harris, good morning. Roberto, good morning. Latrell, good morning. TGIF. Antoine. Speedy Boy. Bernadette. Mike G. Tanner. Salvatore, good morning. Salvatore says, after requesting a payout, how long does it generally take to be approved? It shouldn't take too long. I believe they basically approve it after like that last day of taking in request. Then they go ahead and approve it, and they take the money out of your account and it goes to Deal. And Deal is like a third party, kind of like let's just say, I don't know if PayPal is the best example, but it's like a third party that holds the money for you for these payouts, and then they will release the money to you. It's kind of so, and that's better because you don't want that money still in there because you might not be able to get it out due to poor trading or something crazy happening. Who knows? Good morning, guys. Good morning. Daily chart. Strong bear bar. Ending on its low with some follow through. It just feels like it wants to do something like this. It feels like it wants to pause today. That's what it feels like. Or maybe a small pullback. But it does feel like it wants to pause today. I think it wants another push down. Back to the bottom of the trading range indicator. Trading range here. Also bouncing off the top of this channel. With a strong bear bar like this with some fall through going beneath the 20 MA, you're thinking it might get back to the bottom of this trading range. That's what I'm thinking. So, with that being said, today could be a pause day and it could be choppy. I really hope we have better price action than yesterday. Yesterday's price action was terrible. Like, it was terrible. Like, how many syllables can I say terrible? Terrible. This is terrible. The more syllables, obviously the stronger the word. This is, I mean, when you get choppiness like this, overlapping bars here, even here, this doesn't look good. You know, overlapping bars, grindy all the way down. Honestly, after the stream, I just took a yeah, it's a pause day. Pause. Yes, I have pause. David Wall says Happy Chinese New Year. I believe that's Sunday, yeah. This Sunday. I don't know how to chart this. This is crazy. You can't chart it, you just stick with the small ones, huh? The small trend lines. I go like this. I go like this. Go like this. I mean, with hindsight bias, it's obviously this one. Break a trend to new low. You get reversal. Market's about to open in 5 minutes. Honestly, today, I don't know what's going to happen. Just been in this blue box for a long time. That's all I see is this blue box. Maybe I can take a trade off the top of it. Get back to the bottom of it. Unsure here. Salvatore does mention there is a reversal setup. We get a third push up on a 10,000 tick chart. So typically this is like a fail second entry short. A, B, C. Doesn't quite continue down and reverses up. Maybe reversal setup on a 10,000 tick. Okay, kind of making higher lows here. Yusuf said he got funded with Blue Knox at 50K. Best advice from you. Depends. Depends on how aggressive you are. It really depends on how aggressive you are. I think I think when I say aggressive is if you don't mind blowing the account, I would crank it. I'll crank it until you have enough margin to trade one E-mini. For me, minimum, I need like 5,000. 5,000 trade one E-mini. To feel comfortable, at least. The safe number is 10,000. For every one contract you want to trade on the E-mini, you should have $10,000. The margin on the 50K account, I mean, if it's similar to Apex, it's going to be 2,500 around. Ooh. Free Paper Cut says, I had a green trade yesterday and walked away once it hit my target. When I came back later in the day, 8 of my 10 evals were blown up because the trade copier never triggered the exits. I don't know if I ever had that issue, but if that did happen, that is strange. That is strange that if your leader account does exit, the other ones don't exit. I've had things like opposite trades happen. I've had things like, I even had one time I had like an infinite loop. Like I accidentally copied it within the like I had like 2 tabs up, and within one I had like, you know, a couple accounts, and within the second one I like looped it accidentally, and so like the leader was one of the accounts inside, and it just okay, that was the only time the trade copier literally broke. It broke. I wish they had some sort of warning tell you this will create a loop, but it you know, yeah. It was bad. I had to like force close everything. So what I mean by, yeah, so like, or you can trade micros, or you can do the opposite. If you're really scared of blowing the account, trade micros. You know, if you are supposed to have 10,000 per one, then per one contract, the micros is for every one micro you should have $1,000. So you could comfortably trade like, you know, 3 contracts, I think, 3 micro contracts on the 50K account. But you got to know that your profits are going to be very little. For every micro, every point is $5, but you also only lose $5, you know, for every point. So that's the, you know, that's the thing there. So it depends. If you're aggressive, crank it. If not, then I would say, you know, I also don't know the rules for Blue Knox, so I can't really fully say. All right, market just open, pandas. Second entry long. After a break of trend to new high here, potentially like this. After this break of trend new low, uptrend. Second entry long. Looking for new high here possibly. It looks sketchy to enter in because it looks like it's about to trap here. Overlapping bars. Huh. Okay, trap does trigger. I'll take the higher low. I'll take the higher low here. Looking for a new high. Break a trend, new low. Now we're in an uptrend. Okay. Reversal. It's working out. I'm not going to take this trade because now it's not a higher low. It looks like it might want to come back to the previous day's close. I don't know. This is a little too sketchy. 1, 2, 3, 4 overlapping bars in a row at this point. Sitting on my pause. Maybe coming to fill the gap on the 5-minute chart, right? 5-minute chart, there's a small gap here. Has come all the way down here to fill the gap. Also needs to fill the gap above or in between 2 gaps at the moment. The older gap should have priority, but we'll see. That's a 5-minute chart. If you don't know, 5-minute chart, I only have the regular trading hours, so there's gaps that you'll see in the 5-minute chart that you won't see in the tick charts. Okay, nice push down here. Why did I even question my trading range indicator? Top to the bottom of the trading range. Order push down. All right, filling the gap on the 5-minute chart. Little gap here. Previous day's lows here. We shall see what happens. Didn't quite get to the top. Actually, we did get to the top of the blue box. It might end up to the bottom. Gap actually doesn't get filled yet. So very close on the 5-minute chart. Gets filled. Misses it by one tick, one single tick here. What I mean by that, on the 5-minute chart, we actually need to fill the gap, and the gap is right here. We miss it by one tick. It looks like it wants it with this bar to fill that gap on the 5-minute chart. But it's not a setup I like. Clear target, but not a setup I like. Gap gets filled on the 5-minute chart. All right. Very nice. Gap gets filled, touches this blue line finally. There's still a gap above, if you don't remember. On the 5-minute chart, we opened beneath the previous day's close. And we have this big gap above here that wants to be filled, I think. Will it be filled today? Quite possibly. We're opening with a pretty strong bear bar here, but we're still contained in this blue box. This is from yesterday, starting from 4 a.m. yesterday, and we've been contained in here for a long time. All of yesterday was contained in this blue box. This trap ended up working out nicely. I was like, reading this, I just felt like, you know, we had a break a trend new low here, looking for an uptrend. And the uptrend didn't really have the full cycle yet. Maybe an overshoot. I'm not sure. I'm not sure here. It's just like with hindsight bias, you can really make any trend line to really prove your point. So it's not very helpful in my opinion. If you have to use hindsight bias in trading, it's not helpful. We've got the small channel here working. GLV says done. Green up 300 today on my PA. Let's go, baby. Hey, congratulations. I am up $0 so far. I'm just staring at this. No entries for me. Nothing I like, at least. Tanner asks, where do you get the trade copier? You can go to the Apex website and find it pretty easily. That's where I have. That's the one I use. Some people use Replicanto. I think it's the exact same one. It's the exact same thing, from what I heard. I haven't confirmed it, but I believe it's the same one. I know there's another like trade copier out there that copies, but that's pretty much the same thing as the Apex one. I think it is Replicanto. Got a second entry short here. Kind of missing the 20 EMA. I guess I could consider this like a break a trend to new low. It tried to reverse there. Micro double top currently. Getting choppy now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 overlapping bars in a row. If we do pop up here and we get a nice second entry short, I'll actually take it coming back into this chop here. I like that little pop up to the 20 EMA here. That'd be nice. I don't know if I'm gonna get it though. Ooh, I don't think I'm gonna get it. Maybe. It's getting really choppy now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Did I count that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, like I mentioned, like from top back to the bottom, this chop. I wanted to enter if we did get a little pop up here and fail breakout. I wanted to enter short there actually, but the market doesn't give it to us. Instead, it gives us a micro double top, and the micro double top is what ends up pushing that down. Ah, darn. Why couldn't it just give me one more tick? Come on. Hey, you gotta take what the market gives you, and it is what it is. A lot of you guys think trading range day today. All right, good to know. Hey, make sure you guys scalp that like button. 155 viewers, 29 likes. Pandas, you should be ashamed of yourselves. All right. Okay. I would say this is probably better. A better trend line to use. It just looks better. Break a trend now to new low. Now we can look for reversal, but we also are not at the bottom of the blue box. We have a blue box here that apparently is giving us some sort of trading range. But if we break above the 20 EMA here, maybe reversal. Sticking around the previous day's close on the tick charts here. $10,000 tick chart. We've been in a trading range for a long time in $10,000 tick chart. We're just kind of bouncing off. We are technically on the bottom of the range in the 10,000 tick chart. 5-minute chart. What is that? Terrible. I mean, big bear bar ending near its low. No follow through really here. You need that follow through if you want to be always in short. But the follow through, the next bar is not what you're looking for. Okay, we're above the 20 EMA now. Am I looking for a reversal here? Break a trend to new low. The only problem I don't like about it, I mean, I guess double bottom here. You can use that. Hey, outside bar reversal there. Hey. All right, we're getting some evidence that we are pushing up here. Take this trap, yes or no, pandas? Would you take this trap here? Put a pull up here. We have a second entry short. I'm not going to take the short here, but I might take the trap. Put a pull up for you guys. Maybe some of you guys like to take the short here. the main reason is because it's above the 20 MA. I don't like to take the short here. And not even enough room to the 20 MA if I were to take it. Ooh, let me reload. Oh, darn. I should have reloaded now. Potential trap trade here. But I'm in the middle of a reload. I don't know if I want to enter a trade right now. Ooh. Alright, I'm in this trade. It's going to look a little funky because I'm in the middle of a reload right now. But I can apparently still trade this. It's good. Sorry, that was really risky. I took a trade in the middle of a reload, but I took the trap here. Thinking break a trend new low here. Double bottom. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Let's see if we get anything. Let's see if we get any joy in our runner here. I'm gonna manage this runner as I manage every runner. Previous pivot low. Previous pivot low. We will do the same here. You can only take what the market gives you, and the market doesn't want to give us anything here on this runner. It is what it is. Let's go, baby. It doesn't look good for us though. The runner looks like it's gonna die. I don't want it to die, but it looks like it's gonna die. It's the most frustrating when it like stops you out and then it just like blasts off. This is so frustrating. But who knows? If I don't feel good about it, I can obviously come out with a full scalp here on this if I don't like the runner. But hey, pandas, let's learn how to manage runners. It's an education. I'm doing it for the education. I'm doing it for the content. In regular trading, I might just come out my entire position here just because I don't like how this follow through looks, and if I can just come out, and also 240 SMA obviously here, creating some resistance as we can see, and with no bad follow through like this, like you're thinking I should just come out my full scalp, my entire position at this point. But for you guys, I'll hold this runner. I'll do it for you guys. Again, I kind of came out my full scalp, but now we're getting another trap here, so maybe it's a good thing that I'm trying to create some content here. But if we get, hey, this is technically a pivot low, pandas. If we break the previous pivot high, I'm turning Super Saiyan mode on. So technically, we got a pivot to work with. Technically, if we get one more push up here, we're going Super Saiyan mode. Technically, we haven't got the pivot unless we break the previous candle's high. And we are not getting that pivot right now. We're getting 4 or 5 overlapping bars in a row. It's not looking good, pandas. It's not looking good. Whew, let's see. I mean, I want Super Saiyan, but micro double bottom. Come on, no. It's all good, pandas. It is what it is. Is what it is, and sometimes the runners don't work out. But the nice thing about them, it's free money. It's free money, so you know, it is what it is. Whoa, that reload messed up my fail second tree. So took that fail second short, got the breaker trend new high, double bottom here off this previous pivot, giving us some good support here, and got a nice little scalp right there. I could end the day green, pandas. I could end the day green, but pandas, we're gonna stick to it. I mean, I am not gonna let a red day scare me entering trades today. I gotta push through that. I gotta push through that. We do get a nice bounce off the 20 MA here, and this could continue our uptrend. But it's just, I would have not been able to stay there just because of the way I manage my runners and my risk here. I really like this trade. Main reason being, I mean, the setup is nice, right? We got everything we were looking for, right? In terms of breaker trend new low, we got some sort of support here, bouncing off this pivot low, and not only that, right? The setup itself looked very nice. This is what I'm looking for. I want the trap to trigger near the 20 EMA, right? So it's like A, B, C, and it's close to the 20 EMA, right? It's not like way up. It's not way up here. It's not like way up here where it already like kind of, makes this move. And sometimes these do work, if in the right context, it's not a bad trade. But most of the time, not most of the time, but it's just risky. Let's just say that. I like it like this, where we get some sort of support here even off the trap. You want that support. And guess what? And the caveat is it's a good risk reward, a very good risk reward on this trap. And that's why I felt very good taking it, and I wouldn't even mind if I lost that, because your risk is 1, 2, and not even 3-point risk here, and you're gaining 2 points on a scalp. It's a very good risk reward. I like a lot of things about this trade, and we take that trade. Mike G says you can end the day green, or you can end the day very green, or red. That's the risk. Pandas. I mean, if we get good price action, I want to enter more trades, but I just have a feeling we're not going to get it. I don't know. The last couple days, like I said, the daily chart, it just feels like a pause bar here. We're going to be inside this range. If we do have follow through on this bar, then maybe we can have a big move down, but it makes sense for me to think that we just have pause here, and we may get a small pullback, break the previous candle's high, and then push down again, especially if we're beneath the 20 MA. Right? If the pause bar happens beneath the 20 MA, this is what I'm looking for. It's another push down here. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? That's what I'm thinking, right? Today we're going to end like a pause bar, break above the previous candle's high on Monday, and then push down. Now we're getting very choppy here. 240 SMA and the 20 EMA, as they converge, oftentimes you get this kind of chop here. We do got a second entry long forming here, but do I like it? Not really. Not really. Not when we're right at resistance like this. And I would consider it an overshoot, maybe to undershoot as well. Do I want the trap? I don't want the trap either. It's a tricky trade, and because we're above the 20 MA, so the trap, I don't know if I like it either. You might have one more push up here. We got multiple attempts to break out here. It's just too choppy. If anything, I'll just consider this a trading range right now, and I will just let it be, right? If anything, if you want to do it, you can change to trading range rules, but even then, it's very small trading range to work with. Very difficult, and you have to do a failed breakdown, come back up. That's what you're looking for here if you want to do trading range rules. You do got second entry long here forming, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 overlapping bars in a row. It's a good signal bar, but too much chop before that, and I'm letting it go, and we're gonna maybe hit our heads again on the 240 SMA. So I don't like it. I don't like it. If it does work out, I mean, the good thing you have if you're long is you're above the 20 MA, you're staying above it, right? You're making higher highs every time, or higher lows. And so, this would be like a breakout trade in a sense if you're going to trade it. I'll be patient here. I'll just sit on my pause. I don't mind if I miss this trade just because it's too confusing for me. Too much overlap. Right, and the overlap basically creating this small trading range, and we're at the top of it. We got the second entry long, pops up. Nice second entry long. Again, just a little too choppy for me. A, B, C does pop up here, and like I said, it was above the 20 MA, and the 20 MA is like rising up, so I can see why you would want to go long there. But for me, just looking at it, it was just way too choppy like this, and sometimes they'll get you. Sometimes they'll get you. It does work out for you. So, yeah, of course, if you want to take that risk, you can. you know. And like I said, it'll be kind of like a breakout trade, so a 1-to-1 risk reward makes sense here. If you want to take a 1-to-1 risk reward, which it makes, or 2-to-1 if you're looking for a nice swing trade, you know, this is the next target here. So it's just too choppy. But it kind of felt like, right, bullish pressure, right? Felt like it wanted to go up because you have this 20 EMA rising like this, kind of curling up, and you have like the candle lows kind of bouncing off of it, creating that nice signal bar. So for me, like, I understand if you want to go long there, and for me, once this bar finished like this, I was like, ooh, I kind of want to just jump in long here, but obviously I didn't. But you know, it was going through my mind. What can I say? The 2-to-1 might not work out. The 1-to-1 already scalped out, but the 2-to-1 looks a little grim here, but who knows? 10,000 tick chart. We are at the top of a trading range on 10,000 tick. We could come right back down to the previous day's close, which could be a magnet for us today. Who knows? We're still within its range. Kefla says, let's say this is my 10th day trading and hit goal. Can I request the same day? It's a good question. You might have to ask Apex that, but I don't know. It really depends on how soon Apex registers your trading day. Let's just say this. If they register your trading day before your request is processed, then yeah, it would count. You know, today's day 10, and if you make your profit goal and request it, then you should be able to do it, I think. But I think it depends on their order, if they process your trading day first or if they process your request first. But I don't think you can put a request in. I think it's too late for that. Could be wrong. For the request days, I think they changed it up. Let me see. It says request dates are the 1st to the 5th, and request dates 15th. Today is the last day for the request. That's really interesting that the request dates on the 1st and the 5th, but the payouts on the 15th. Whereas, you know, you would think it makes more sense to do like a request from the 5th to the. Actually, no, that makes sense. Okay, it's just weird. 15th to the 20th, get 5 days request, and 10 days later. 1st to the 5th, 10 days later. Okay, that makes sense. Okay. And approvals may happen anytime between the 21st. Hey, I think you should just go ahead and put that request in, because approval will happen after the 20th. So I think you're good. It makes sense to me. Put the request in. Why not? It doesn't hurt. So you got this break of trend to new high, but at the same time, this break of trend is congestion. Confusing. Okay, we make it that 2-to-1 out after all. It's a first entry here. First entry is like nice, right? It's ramping off the 20 MA like that with a nice signal bar. Looks like that 2-to-1 is gonna hit. Amazing. No entries for me though, but it's good to know that if it does get hit, like what's happening here in the back end, what traders are doing here. Two to one almost hit by 2 ticks away. Kind of like a spiking channel type looking thing. I don't like the price action though, what can I say? It doesn't actually hit the 2 to 1 yet. Amazingly. Pandas, make sure you guys scalp that like button. Hey, scalp that like button so I get some more green today. Hardjet says, took 5 days for my first withdrawal from 2 PA accounts, $5,500. See, Pandas, this is what I'm saying. Like Apex, constantly there are, you know, people getting money, getting payouts. That's what's most important when it comes to prop firms. Are you going to get paid? And I think there's a lot of enough evidence out there that Apex is paying people out very well, very well. Someone made like $800,000 in 1 month. They paid him out. That is quite nice. That was not me, Pandas, but that is quite nice. That's almost $1 million. Like, can you imagine? I think he had like 10 accounts or something, and he just killed it in December. That was Michael Chin. I think that was. You're right. Michael Chin. Yeah, $800,000. Plot twist. Michael Chin is funding Apex funding. He himself is funding them. Half went to tax. I think with futures trading, the cool thing about it, it's like a mix between long-term and short-term trading. So you get some tax benefits, and also depends on how you do it. If you're like if you're in a S corp, you can save a lot of money on taxes. I'll tell you that much. Michael Apex Chin is actually his real name. Michael Chin, when he goes long at top of trading ranges, he makes money. When Michael Chin trades in chop, it turns to a trend. You gotta make those like Chuck Norris jokes with Michael Chin. Only Michael Chin can trade in chop. and trade it like a trend. He made enough money just 2 hours before work to fund all of Apex. Chuck Chin. Amazingly, we can still make that 2 times risk reward. I got rid of it because I thought surely won't make it, but we are it's fighting for its life. It's trying to get that 2 times risk reward. I would say break a trend, probably looking for a new high here now. Approaching the top of this blue box, the big blue box here. JLV says, okay, so if there's a time between request and the actual approval of the request. Should you not trade? I would say, yeah. Wait for the approval and wait for the money to come out of your account. You know, and that's why it's nice to have multiple accounts because, you know, if you have multiple accounts, then you can trade those other accounts while you wait or whatnot. So. Why S Corp? I think S Corp just has really good tax benefits, but it's a good question. Maybe if there's I don't know, what's the other one? C Corp or something? Or I'm not a tax guy. I just know what I have personally, and I have S Corp, and the tax benefits were amazing. Were like astonishing. Like I compared it to doing it personally versus an S Corp, and it's like, yeah, wow, it was crazy. It's like $40,000 worth of taxes versus like $8,000 taxes, something like that. It like reduced it by like 90%, something like that. You're just an individual. You're technically like the sole owner, so. All right, we're getting that 2 times risk reward, Pandas. It looks like it wants to get it. And it finally gets a 2 times risk reward. And amazingly, you wouldn't get stopped out. Let's just say like you went long here and your stop was 1 tick beneath this signal bar. You wouldn't even have stopped out by this move down almost. Most of the time that does stop you out, but this time it didn't. And now bursts up here. Get a nice push up now. I feel like it wants to fill the gap on the 5-minute chart now. There's a gap here on the 5-minute chart. And it might want to fill that gap. You know, strong bear bar, reversal. And it could just be kind of like an uptrend type day today. Who knows though? We're still in this blue box. And let's see if we have enough juice to break out of it. We're at the top of the blue box now. Am I going to reverse it? I don't know. I mean, when you look at the 10,000 tick chart, that looks pretty bullish. 5-minute chart as well looks pretty bullish. Opening reversal, right? Just reverses this first candle. Got 50% chance that this is going to reverse, and this is what's happening right now. And we may fill this gap. Is this the big mama if I break the previous day's high? On the 5-minute chart, is it big mama there? I'm going to hold off on the big mama. Yeah, I would say get an accountant if you're doing this. Set it up once, and then you know, he will save you more money than you're paying him probably if you're trading Apex and you're profitable. I mean, strong bull bar ending on its high on the 10,000 tick chart. So I'm thinking bullish, right? I'm thinking we're going to be bullish until said otherwise. 5-minute chart also showing a strong bull bar ending on its high. It could be always in long trading. But at the same time, I mean, we've been in this blue box for a long time, so we may come back into it. But eventually we will break out of it. I just don't know when. Don't know if it will be today. Could be a strong bull trend day today. I really want to see how this candle ends on the 5-minute chart. What would Mac do? Richard Harris says, I hired Ben Affleck after watching The Accountant. It's the most random comment I've seen in a long time, but it's funny because I guess technically he was an accountant, but he was like an autistic accountant that could apparently kill people. It was a very weird set of like things. I don't know. I thought that was very strange, but entertaining. All right, Pandas. If we get a second entry long here, would you take it off the trend line, also off the 20 MA? You know, the tricky thing is, are we in the top of a trading range? So should we be looking for reversals here? And this is when things get a little tricky. But we are in an uptrend. I think the other higher time frames are showing, are giving some evidence that we may be bullish here. Second entry long, perhaps. Would you take it? Pretty strong bull bar on the 5-minute ends. We'll see if there's follow through. 10,000 tick charts, just 2 strong bull bars in a row. I'm kind of eager to go long here, but I'm sitting on my paws, being patient, and it's a risk. It definitely is a risk, right? Because we have a break and trend new high, also top of a trading range. It's a risk here to take this long, to go long here. The reason why I want to take it is because it looks like we're in an uptrend. So even if we may have this break and trend new low, or sorry, break and trend new high here, we are currently in an uptrend, and that's why things get tricky in these trading ranges. Because even in uptrends, even when you're trending, once you hit the top of it, that's when things get tricky. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. I'm glad that you guys are here. I'm Baba Money. Every single day we trade risk-free here using Apex. Right now what you're seeing is a 300k journey. I have a 300k account that I am working towards getting funded. We're trading this account only on stream. If you go to the top left of your screen, the beginning balance was 300,000. Ooh, it's a small risk, terrible signal bar, far away from 20 MA, far away from our trend line. So I cannot take this trade, but it is a second entry long forming here. And I'm going to let it go without me just because it just doesn't follow enough of my rules here. If it does trigger, the signal bar is not good, even though it's a small risk though. So that's the nice thing about it. Small risk signal bar. I'm gonna sit on my pause on this one. And if it works, unfortunately, it's going to go without me because it's just not close enough to my trend line, not close enough to the 20 EMA here.
10,000
and it is had a nice little spike up there, but it's still Trap City. You would have got out with 1 point already if you just scalp with 1 point. You always like it when the candle ends green, right? Ends above your entry. It's always a good sign if you're long here. But like I mentioned, the reason why I skipped it, it's not because I don't like the second entry long. I just don't like where it is. It's not close enough to these areas, and oftentimes the 20 EMA can vacuum the price down to it. So, and that sucks because you have to be very precise when it comes to scalping. You have to be very precise. Like, you cannot have like almost anything to go against your trade. You gotta be 90% trader if you're a scalper. And so little things like this, even though like you're like very eager, I mean, I was eager to go long. I see a second entry long. I wanted to take any of them. The risk is not that large, but you have to be so precise when it comes to scalping. Like when it has something like this, there is a better entry here, right? I can foresee a better entry happening here, and it will be a H4 setup coming to the 20 EMA or a higher low of some sort. And because of that, I'm sitting my pause. And if you're long here and looking for 2 points, you're sweating now, and you got like a 90% chance to get stopped out here, unfortunately, if you did go long here. But you're still safe, and you're still safe. But I'll be sweating right now. I'll definitely be sweating. Yep, so you just got stopped out. That's why I didn't enter that long. Broke way too many rules, or not really break any rules. It didn't follow my rules exactly. Right, I wanted to come off the trend line. I wanted to come off, right, the 20 EMA here. I need some support. Taking that long, and I saved myself from a loss not entering that. Now we're at the 20 EMA. Now I'll ask this question: would you take this second entry long here? It's a third entry. Someone counts a third entry, right? Got 3 pushes down, but I count it as a second entry. It's just a chain of 2-legged pullbacks here. Really, it's about the context, right? You're basically getting a pullback to the context, multiple leg pullback. That's what we're looking for. The H4 is a better setup in this situation, in my opinion. But the good signal bar, I'll be tempted to take this long. Coming off our trend line, coming off the 20 EMA here. For to get a good signal bar, not too much risk. I'd consider it. This is a good looking signal bar here. Okay, I'll take this. Small risk. I'll be willing to get hit here if I do get hit. I may end red, but the risk is so small. Yeah, it does stop me out. It goes with the H4, maybe the H4 setup. If it takes another attempt up here, I may enter again. The only problem is the outside bar reversal, so it does stop me out like immediately. That's kind of the risk of the small risk, is that you have a higher probability of getting stopped out. So I do take that trade. The signal bar was just too good for me. It looked nice. I'm gonna take it. And the worst thing is I lose that trade with a small red, and but you had the attempt, you had the opportunity to maybe make some nice bamboo there. I like a second attempt up, but the only problem is this came with the outside bar reversal. So even though it's an H4 setup, it's a hidden H4. That makes it tricky. That makes it even trickier. And if I go along again, I may get stopped out again. So I would like a proper H4 here, not an outside bar reversal H4. And if I miss my opportunity, it is what it is. I just don't want to get hit twice on a bad setup. On a setup that I think is okay. So now if we get a nice push up, it'll be an H4 setup. It's a strong push down here. So blue box end up being correct. Trying to go long on the breakout of the blue box. was the mistake ultimately, and so you get a nice push down now. So you get hit once and you be patient, and that's all you get, right? If you lose fast and you get out. So trading range, maybe that was my mistake, trying to trade at the top of a trading range. Even though we're in a strong trend, break a trend to new high, and now we got that reversal trade happening way above the 20 MA. So I'm not gonna take that reversal. I was thinking maybe another attempt up here, but obviously it doesn't work out. So I took a gamble here, right? Even though we had a break a trend to new high, I took the gamble that potentially we could just be in an uptrend, especially when I saw the higher time frames, saw how bullish they looked. I was thinking, you know, maybe we can get another push up here. And instead, the market decides to respect this trading range instead, which I knew was a risk entering that trade. The reason why I'd like to take that trade is because how small the risk was. It was like 2-point risk, right? 2-point risk for a 2-point reward. I'll take that trade with a good signal bar off of 20 MA, off our trend line. And you know, if you lose on trades like that, then it's not the worst. Not the worst. I don't mind losing that. I think the good thing about trading, not the good thing, but kind of like the next leap is being okay, like entering trades where you're okay with the stop loss, right? Just take the hit, move on. Tyler Mellon says, just hopping in. Oh, I believe you're on vacation, right? You're going to Florida. Florida. Let us know how that is. Thanks for jumping on, though. Make sure you scalp that like button, pandas. We do have an 80% off code right now, and so I hope you guys take advantage of it. It will last until Monday, so yeah, Monday. It'll last until Monday. You got a couple more days. Only today and Monday are the trading days, so I would take advantage of it as soon as possible. It's even nice, like, just to have a couple of them and just start trading micros on them. Especially if you're certain you're gonna buy them, might as well buy them now, and just trade micros on them until you feel comfortable trading them. Or maybe if you have, like, you know, let's just say you have like 10, 50K accounts, it's like ultimately it's like a $300 investment on yourself, and you trade like 2 at a time, right? 2 at a time, whatever, 5 at a time, however much you want, 1 at a time even, and you trade micros on them. And so by the time, like, let's say you bust like 2, you pass 1, and by the time you work on like your third set or third batch of your 10, you know, you already have your micros in there, so you could get funded like within like a day, or you can get funded, you know, the moment you pass, you know, the account. So it's like, it's nice to have those accounts early, so you can just trade those micros. So by the time you do trade them, if you're, I mean, that's it. That's only if you're like gonna get them anyways, right? Like if you're gonna have them, might as well get them early, so you can just trade micros on them until you feel comfortable, until it's time to trade, actually trade on them, and then by then you already have like, you know, 5-6 trading days on them, and you just boom, get new PA counts in one day. At least it feels like one day. At least that's how I see it. You know, if you think my thinking's weird or wrong, then feel free to comment on the chat. You know, whatever. You know, it's a free country. You can tell me your opinion. We do got a trap set up on the 5-minute chart, right? It's a trap on the 5-minute chart, and it's a fail second entry short. A, B, C. This could be a nice setup. I can't take it on the 5-minute because the candle's huge. Maybe I could take it with one contract. Again, this is another attempt of what I tried to do yesterday. It's a 1 contract trade. I'll take it. It's a big risk. That's why I'm taking 1 contract. And let's see if we can get some nice bamboo off this trade. I'm going to look for a 1-to-1 risk reward just because I feel like that's the only way this trade is worth it. And let's see what happens. I'm in this trade, and you can see the risk is about 6 points here. So I'm going to look for a 1-to-1 risk reward. It's a 5-minute chart trade, so I'm going to stick on the 5-minute chart. only trading one contract here because the risk is so large. I'm not really willing to risk 2 contracts on a trade with this much risk. And I took a trade like this recently, like I think yesterday, yeah. I took a similar trade, trap trade on the 5-minute, or on the 10,000 tick chart. It looked beautiful, and it just didn't work out. I'm gonna attempt it again here. Let's see if we get some nice. Let's see if we get bamboo on this one. 5-minute chart, trap trade, right? Opening reversal above the 20 MA. The risk is quite large. The signal bar is not the best, but you know, I'm looking for a 1-to-1. Again, I have to look for a 1-to-1 here because of the style of trading this is. Like for me, I think it's only worth it with a 1-to-1, in my opinion. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But in the long term, right? To me, this kind of trade has to be like a 1-to-1, or at least half the risk I need to, you know, I have to at least get the reward of half the risk. So my risk right now is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 point risk. So I have to at least get 3 point scalp here, and it's only gone up 2 points really. And again, 5 minutes, like the reason why 5 minutes also kind of hard to trace because every candle takes 5 minutes to form. So you could be in this trade potentially like 10 minutes, and that's only 2 candles. You know, whereas like scalping on the 2000 tick chart, you're in it like maybe like 3 seconds. Trap trade on the 5-minute chart after an opening reversal setup here. Right, balancing off the 20 MA. So we got a lot of good things going for us here. It's just the risk is a little bit large. And if you haven't noticed, also 10,000 tick chart. Same setup on 10,000 tick chart. Trap trade on 10,000 tick. So we have confluence on the 5-minute and 10,000 tick. Same trade essentially. I like it to end green. Okay, that's nice. That's what traders want, right? That's what bulls want. End green in the entry. This might be setting up for a second entry long instead, so it might stop me out here. I could be trading like, I don't know, into these resistances right here, and this could be, you know, some sort of supply zone. I don't know, making me bounce off of it. I think if I were to look at another strategy, I'll probably look at like a supply demand zone strategy and try to get good at that, you know, for swing trading. I think, you know, there's something there. I mean, it's actually a price action strategy as well. But I think, you know, I just don't have enough experience with that. Just watching this. So this is a 5-minute trade, so I'm on the 5-minute chart. So we're gonna be watching on the 5-minute chart. I think as I become more seasoned, I base my trades mostly off my risk now. you know, if I'm willing to take the risk, if I'm taking the risk, this is how much I would willing to trade. If I can scale in, how much risk would I really take here? And I think for me, like, I kind of let the reward work itself out. But for me, the risk is where I think is, you know, the risk management is essentially where I'm starting to grow in a little bit more, where, you know, you feel comfortable with the setup, and, you know, now you want to enter setups when the risk is appropriate for, you know, whatever system you have. So, get a nice push up now. Still not enough though. All right, it looks strong. Got 2 points there. For me, 1-to-1 is, for me, again, the only way this is worth it. And for a lot of you guys probably get nervous because you're like, I've never been in a trade this long before. Like, it's just weird to be in a trade for more than 10 seconds. Three points were made. Almost to that 1-to-1. I could at this point protect my trade by coming break even +1, so I know I won't lose on this trade. One tick away from that 1-to-1 risk reward. I'm gonna do this proper and hold it. Ooh, that one tick. It's fighting for that one tick. It's fighting for its life for that one tick. Can they get it? That one tick. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Getting that bamboo. Yeah, 1-to-1 risk reward on that trap on the 5-minute. Also, 10,000 tick chart. Got the trap on both time frames. And we're going towards that, you know, that gap here, which makes sense as well, right? Trying to fill that gap up. You know, you can see this in many ways here, right? You can see this as an undershoot, reversing. Many reasons to enter that trade, and held it for the proper risk reward. That's what was most important. The most important thing was, if I'm going to risk that much, I need to get this reward, because even though I failed last time I tried this, now that I passed it, I'm pretty much break even from the last time I failed this. If you guys don't remember, like maybe, I think it was like 2 days ago, 10,000 tick chart. I saw, okay, it was this trade here. I took this trap trade, went long here, and I got hit. And I thought at the time it was just like a nice trade, right? Coming off a trend line, higher low, trap trade, looking for that new high here. And I entered it and I lost this trade. So, you know, for me, I could have scalped out, but I needed, for me personally, I wanted to have a 1-to-1. And I lost that trade. And I did the same trade here, basically 1-to-1 risk reward. And I won this one. So, you know, if you're 50% on a 1-to-1 risk reward at any time, you know, the trader's formula says you're break even. Now, whatever you can do a little bit better than that, you know, will mean that you are, that's your edge. Whatever you can do better than that, right? In terms of either a little bit more reward or a little bit better probability. If you can increase either one of those, you'll be a profitable trader. So that 5-minute chart, 5-minute is a 1-to-1. You know, that's the minimum reward you want to get. If I had 2 contracts here, I would have gotten out, and I would have 1 contract runner trying to get the 2 times risk reward. But I don't know if I don't know if we'll get it. But, you know, imagine we had a runner here. Let's get that bamboo. Let's go, baby. Can we get an S&D panda indicator, something similar to the trading range indicator? You know what? I'm really thinking about it. I personally need to work on exactly how to find those supply demand. And with that, I think I've already thought in my mind like algorithmically how to make it, but I just need a better picture. I mean, I wouldn't mind working with someone if they could give me some really clear rules in terms of how to make, how to find those supply demand areas. It's just, I'm just working off YouTube, working off some videos. And the thing is, like, every video is a little bit different. So I'm just like, how do I, which ones do I trust? Which ones have bias? Which ones, I don't know. So I was up like 112, now I'm up 212. Even though with that one loss I had on that second entry long that I did here, I'm still green today. Sticking to the rules. Robert tells, if you have 10 accounts, you have to pay $85 for each account per month. Yes, you do. Now, with that being said, that might sound bad, but honestly, $85 is one scalp. It's one scalp's worth of fees. But not only that, you have an option to do a lifetime, which means that you can trade that account. You do a one-time payment. It's a little bit more, but it's a one-time payment. You don't have to pay for every month, but you do have to do it for every account. Back in the green. It's always nice to be green. But man, those swing trades, man, they make me nervous. I'm not used to it. I'm still not used to it. Me personally, like, I usually don't hold trades that long. And it's kind of like people are thinking there's no way he's gonna get a 1-to-1 here. That's 6 points. He's not gonna get 6 points. No way Panda's gonna get 6 points on stream. And voila, got 6 points. You got a second entry long here, but you have an overshoot. It might lead to an undershoot here. So this is like, you can consider this a couple things, like a micro trend here and a new low. Or you can even do like this with the undershoot of this channel. Either way, both of them will mean reversal. We got a second entry long here, pandas. Do I want to end the stream green? Just be safe? Should I just take the second entry? Nah, I can't take the second entry long. I cannot do it. It's a bad signal bar. It is coming off a 20 minute, and we have the overshoot here, and it might lead to a undershoot, which kind of already did. The good signal bar, I may want to take this trade, but Pandas, what to do? Second entry long. Would you take it? Second entry long here, pandas. Put a pull up here. You have about probably 5 seconds to fill it out. Not even. Second entry long. Would you take this, or did you take it? Let's just ask that. A, B, C. Triggers. Second entry long. That overshoot is what's scaring me the most, but we're clearly above the 20 EMA, and we are in an uptrend. Ooh, but if you entered, you kind of don't like the reaction there. You don't like to see that if you're long right now. But if you get a bounce off the 20 EMA, you're still pretty safe in my opinion. You have the 20 EMA protecting you. You have the trend line protecting you at this point. Even with a retracement, it'd be like a better trade at this point. Or you can get a retracement here, a nice looking retracement. If you can get retracement back to the 20 EMA, I'll consider this trade, I guess. Ooh, I'm scared. I'm scared, pandas. I'm scared. I can't do it. I can't do it. Because of the overshoot, I'm thinking undershoot. Overshoot here, you're thinking undershoot, maybe quite possibly reversal. I can't do it. I can't. I'm scared. I can't. I'm too scared. I can't do it. I can't even take the retracement for one point risk. I can't do it. That's how scared I am. But man, I would already made 2 points there if I just came with that retracement that I had originally. You know what? I'll take it on a failed trap. I'll take this trade on a failed trap. If we're still respecting this trend line, I'll take it. I'll do it. Only with a fail trap here, I'll take it. I'm asking for a lot though. I'm asking for a lot. I basically want a higher low here. Asking for a lot here. Let's see if we get it. It's getting very choppy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars overlapping currently. With the failed trap, is the setup good enough for me to go long? I think that's my only setup here. I don't think I can take any other setup. I gotta wait for the failed trap. Yeah, it might go on without me, but it's okay. Because I can't take this. It's too many overlapping bars in a row at this point. And you have the potential of breaking beneath here because of the overshoot. And I'm thinking undershoot for that symmetry. Okay, you got the trap. Now are we going to fail trap, pandas? Getting the setup that I'm looking for here. Fail trap. Ooh. Ooh. I would like a decent signal bar on this trade. Second entry long, higher low inside this chop. Risky trade, pandas. Honestly, I'll probably just Hey, pandas, what did our role model Matt Damon say? Fortune favors the brave. Here we go. Let's do this. Give me a decent signal bar here. Give me a decent signal bar. I'll take it. Ooh, that's not decent. That is definitely not decent. That is not decent. Nope. The market, in a sense, I'm thankful because the market made it easy for me. I'm not entering that trade now. You know, we don't have the higher low setup anymore. And we do have the overshoot, not to undershoot. It just really depends on how strong you feel this uptrend is, right? Like, this is technically a place where you may have a reversal. But it really depends on how strong you think this uptrend is. If you think the uptrend is strong, you potentially take this. You do have a trading range here. Might come back into this trading range. You can trade it like a trading range setup instead, potentially. Oof. I mean, that looks strong, bullish, but at the same time, I had to retrace this entire bar over, like, basically engulfing bar here. It really depends on how strong you think the uptrend is. If you like the uptrend, if you have very strong uptrend bias, bullish bias here, then you may be able to go long here. But yeah, for me, it's just a little too choppy. Way too choppy and too tight. Not enough room. Right, not only is it choppy, just not enough room. Even if we were to break above here, I don't have enough room to top of these pivots, right? To top of this trading range. It's just too small. Hugh says, end the stream, Green. People want me to end Green. Green weekend. Just get out, Green. Don't take any risk here. Too choppy. Now it's definitely too choppy for me. But pandas, we have a potential H4 setup. Can I skip over the H4 setup? Could I give up the H4 setup? Do I have that type of self-control? H4 setup in the uptrend? H4 setup, goodness. You're really gonna give me an H4 right now, right here. It doesn't quite give it to me yet, actually. Right, you need to break a previous candle's low to trigger the fourth. Oh, H4 setup. Pandas, if this triggers above the 20 MA, I am not giving this up. I'm taking this trade. I don't care what you think. Almost want to go with double position here if we get this to trigger above the 20 MA. If it gives me a nasty signal bar, then of course I don't want to take it. But this gives me like a big wick here and reverses. Ooh. I'll take the H4. Big wick. Let's get the H4. I want to trigger above the 20 MA. Be nice if yes. 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 Let's go, baby. Hey, H4 setup, pandas. If I end green or not, doesn't matter. I'm taking this setup. Do not care. H4 off the 20 MA in an uptrend. Goodness. I cannot pass this up. Even if it hits me, I don't care. It's one of those trades you don't even mind if it hits you, just because like H4 off the 20 EMA in an uptrend. I mean, you gotta attempt it, right? In my opinion, like decent signal bar or failed breakout of this trading range. A couple things going for you here. I mean, if this fails, man, the market it's just teasing me at this point. Teasing me. And of course, this is at risk of not ending the stream green. But pandas, I'm gonna just take the setup as if I'm taking the setup, regardless if I end green or not. Gotta try it. The H4 off the 20 MA. Decent signal bar. Now it's about to kill me. And I'm regretting every decision I made in my life. Feeling the heat. H4, how could you betray me? We were such good friends. How could you betray me now at times such as this? Why now? Don't betray me, H4. We've been such good friends. You've been so reliable. Been so reliable. Come on, push up. Don't fail me now. H4 setup. Tried and true. Hey pandas, I'm going double position. If we get another push up, double position here. I'm feeling the heat though. I'm still feeling the heat. I'm still red. Strong bear bar ending near its low. We got a little pullback there. People probably trying to come out, save a little bit on that loss, thinking for sure we're gonna get stopped out. We're back here, and it is what it is, pandas. Feeling the heat for certain now. Ooh, one tick away from being stopped out. It is what it is. H4, I can't pass that up. Pandas, I can't pass that up. Can't do it. I can't do it. It is what it is. So I lose, I think, in my opinion, a decent trade. It is what it is, pandas. We'll move on. We'll live. We'll survive another day. I'll take the H4, get hit, and just be sad. What can I say? I'm just sad now, but it is what it is. I don't mind losing that. I like the setup, and shoot. Sometimes you lose them. It's all good. All right, pandas. Can you make your signs bigger? Oh, they're pretty big already. I already made them larger. I can try to make them bigger, but man, is it an H5 now? It's gonna give me the H5, the little one tick stop loss, and now go the direction I thought I was gonna go. Could quite possibly be the case here, but it's okay. You know, I take the H4, and man, should I take it again? Should I attempt it? No, I will calm down. I don't want to go on tilt, and it is what it is. Gonna just take my loss, walk away. Oh, I don't know. All right, pandas. If we get an H5 here, I will take this trade, but I want a decent candle here. This will be my last attempt.
5-minute trap.
I'm in this trade, pandas. One more attempt up here, and it is what it is. It's just, it is what it is. If I lose this, I lose it, and we'll end the stream. If all these, you know the moment where you regret the trade, like immediately after you enter it? That's how I feel right now. I immediately regret that decision. Am I on tilt? Possibly. Boy, oh boy. I hate this grindiness. I hate this choppiness. It's gonna, oh, pandas. talk about getting chopped up. I took another attempt up on the H5, thinking, okay, it's still good. Still good, that premise. And now we're entering this like nasty chop limit order market. Limit orders being sold at the top, limit orders being bought at the bottom. Pandas, hey, let me just say this. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend because you made more money than me. You can say, at least I'm not Panda. At least I'm in the green. And at least I can have a weekend where I made more money than Panda. Pandas, I hope you guys are happy. It is what it is. And it's getting choppy. I'm probably gonna sit in my pause the rest of the day. Again, it's one of these days where I'm just like, you know, when you see price action like this, it's just terrible. It's just terrible. Like I should have just stayed out of this entirely because of how choppy it was. And watch it go without me. I'm gonna just stare at this and just get really angry if this just pops up now. If this pops up now, pandas, I'm gonna be so angry. I'm gonna stare at it. I'm not gonna. I just want to see what happens. If we enter this trade, the H6 setup, which is not a setup I ever will take, but I just want to see the outcome of this. Goodness gracious, it's purely limit order, right? Selling at the top, buying at the bottom. Darn, man, that is nasty. That is nice, nasty price action. I mean, this was really tricky. The fact that it gave me the H4 with a signal bar that looked like this, I was like, all right, give it to me. Triggering about 20 May. It was enough for me, and it is what it is. I attempted again. The second attempt here, I took it because sometimes the H4 does trigger the H5, and I'll attempt it again if I like the setup still. But maybe it's a little too eager, maybe a little too tilted right there. Hey pandas, this is for you. The tilt is real. The tilt is real, pandas. Have an amazing weekend, everyone. We'll get it back. Don't worry, pandas. We're down 387, but we took it on setups that were decent. We're decent. Weren't the worst setups. H5 sus, yes, but the H4 pretty good. But H5, I just took it as another attempt. That's probably a mistake. But pandas, we'll get it back. So pandas, I'll see you guys bright and early Monday, and make sure you guys subscribe because who knows? Maybe I'll do another stream sometime. Maybe I'll who knows? Maybe I'll do a surprise stream. Maybe I'll stream in mid-afternoon. Who knows? But pandas, the only way you'll know is if you subscribe, and especially if you want to know updates, hit that bell notification icon. Especially if there's certain deals. Who knows? Maybe Apex may extend their deal right now. Who knows? And if they extend it, then you'll be the first to find out if you hit that bell notification icon. But pandas, that being said, make sure you do take advantage of BBM 80% off Apex, and I'll see you guys bright and early Monday. Have an amazing weekend, everyone. Restore that mental capital. I definitely need to. Just with this terrible price action, what can you do? And I hope everyone has a great weekend. Trade safe, everybody. As always, happy trading. God bless. Bye.